Plaintiff Clarissa Adams says the defendant is her oldest daughter. And in middle school, she started rebelling, skipping school, and running away. Clarissa's suing her today for the value of a car. Defendant Larissa Adams admits that she was rebellious, but insists that's because Clarissa was a drug addict who was never around. Larissa claims as a result, she was forced to raise her two younger sisters, and she's countersuing for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you, Clarissa.
This is my daughter. Had her at a young age. I was actually in high school.
What type of child was she growing up?
Semi-rebellious for the most part.
Did smoke half the cigarette?
Actually, no, she wasn't even a smoker.
Well, then what's the kind of then?
You know, she ran away, tried to fight her sisters, or possibly didn't really want to go to school and hung out other places.
What age did she do that?
It started in middle school.
Okay.
She became sexually active in middle school and kind of started skipping more or less when she got to high school. But then I put her in Red Cat Academy to try to, straighten her out a little bit or what have you. And that pretty much, I guess, caused even more rebellious.
How so? What did she do there at the academy?
It was within the high school, but the classes were held away, like in another building from the school. So it was just another way of basically kind of keeping them focused. And I really think it was like a program to hopefully get their minds to wanting to go to the service of some sort.
Did you take her to counseling?
Once she had to have an abortion at the age of 14.
You went to counseling then?
Somewhat, yeah. We went to counseling.
Okay. All right. And you didn't see improvement?
No, not
All
really.
right. Let me talk to you about it. This is more concerning to me than the car being towed.
I appreciate that.
I want to hear about you as a person and whether you encountering these type of obstacles still in your adult life, and has it affected you? Let me hear from you.
Well, good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Me being here today proves my relationship with my mother. Was I a rebellious teen? Yes, I was, because as a kid, I had to deal with things that a kid shouldn't have to deal with. My mother was on drugs. My mother, she wasn't there.
What type of drugs? What type? Pardon?
To this day, I still don't know what drug, but I do know we did not have stable housing. When we did have a house, we did not have utilities. I had to take care of my two younger sisters.
Oh, they would beg to differ.
Okay, well, she's in her. Hold on. She wants to say something, I guess, about what you're saying. Were you on drugs, ma'am?
No, I was not on drugs.
Okay, good enough. She said she wasn't. She said she wasn't. All right.
She definitely was. Like I said, there was moments where we had to live with other people. There was an instance that I can remember where she was with a drug dealer and she would just basically ride past me and my little sister. Like, we just wasn't there.
Why do you think she feels this way, ma'am, if none of this is true, according to you?
It's selective memory. I'm pretty sure her sisters would beg to differ. If we lived with other people, it was due to my financial situation, being a single parent.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think she feels this way? She is how old?
She's 33.
Yeah, you're 33.
Children.
She's not rebelling anymore. She's living her life as a 33-year-old. Why does she still think that of her childhood?
I don't know, because I have taken care of.
Ma'am, are you hallucinating? Are you hallucinating?
No, sir. No, sir.
Were you hallucinating when this occurred?
No, sir.
She said none of this is true.
Wow.
She is telling a lie. What I can't
She can't tell me why you're making it up. I'm curious why you're making it up. Why are you making it up?
I would never.
I know, and I shouldn't trivialize what you went through in life because
everything she said about me is correct. Like the things that I did as a teenager, everything she said is correct. But I need for her to own what she put me through to make me rebel, to make me want to run away.
Well, that's not true.
Okay, that's what your daughter feels about you. What happened with the car that you're suing her about?
My car was left in her possession.
When?
Since November of 2019. I came back several times. January, February, March, drove my vehicle. I actually had an oil change. If my vehicle was leaking, they would have let me know that it was leaking. It was not leaking. I have the ability to fill my tank up, nothing leaks. And it just so happens that she drove it when I was still in. One of the times I came back, she drove it. She had the ability to drive it. I gave her permission to drive it. She had the keys. But for some reason, one of the times she drove it, it no longer was operable. When I started my car in May, when I went to pick up my grandkids, when I started it, gas and pretty much started leaking from my vehicle, which never happened.
And she had been driving it, you say?
Yes, she even said she drove it twice.
All right.
I drove your car twice.
And what did the mechanic say was wrong with it?
Mechanic didn't say anything was wrong with it. There was nothing.
Okay, then why are you suing? The mechanic said wasn't nothing wrong with it, so why are you suing?
I wasn't able to get it to a mechanic because it ended up
so you don't know any, you can't define what's wrong with it for me. Sorry. You have to be able to tell me what's wrong. And prove it. You have to be able to prove it. Did you do anything to her car?
No, I did not.
Do you know of anything being wrong with the car?
The car had a very horrible smell, which is why I never drove the car again. And I informed her of that. She had someone come look at it. She gave me back her keys.
No, she said she didn't have anyone come look at it. She said she didn't have a mechanic look at it.
No, he's not a mechanic, but she had someone come look at it. No, he's not.
Someone like who?
He's like her boyfriend or something.
A boyfriend?
Yeah.
But not a mechanic. That's
no, not a mechanic, no.
All right. And you haven't had a mechanic look at it. Why, ma'am?
Because it got towed.
When?
And eventually crushed.
When?
Well, it got crushed August 20th, but she never told me exactly the date that it was towed. Because for some reason, the clerical error, it still said that it was a lien on my vehicle when there was no lien on my vehicle.
Did she take responsibility for your car when you left it?
What do you mean? Did she had?
In other words,
my title and my keys.
Did you leave her with the responsibility, and did she agree to accept it?
Yes, sir.
All right,
she did.
Ma'am, when she left the car with you to go out of town, did you accept responsibility for whatever would happen to it?
So I accepted responsibility when I was able to. I was 9 months pregnant, which is why she came to
Did you tell her that? Did you tell her you were taking responsibility?
Yes, I did, and I let her know when I could no longer take responsibility.
When did you tell her that?
No, you did not.
When?
When she came.
I don't know when that was. When she came. When?
I'm sorry. May of 2020.
There you go. Tell me, give me the scenario, because she's going to tell me it didn't happen. Go ahead.
Yes, in May of 2020, she came to get my children because I was on bed rest because I was pregnant, and I was on strict bed rest. I could not go up or down the stairs. I was very sick, which is the reason why she came to get my children. At that time, she knows that I could no longer even take care of myself because I was sick. So how would I be able to take care of a car?
Ma'am?
I also informed...
Go ahead. No, I'll let you finish.
No, I also informed her when the switchover happened with the management, that they were basically saying that your car had to be registered to the house. I gave her time to figure out what she was going to do with the car, and I put my old placard in her car to give her time.
Okay. Were you notified that they were going to tow the car?
I was not, because I was in the hospital having my baby. They put a sticker on the car, but I was in the hospital having the baby.
When did you know of the sticker being placed on
I knew
there?
of the sticker when I called to figure out what happened to her car, because when I came from having the baby, the car was not there. I reached out to my sister, because at this time we were not talking. I reached out to my sister, asked her if she had someone to move it. When my sister got back to me and said she did not have anyone move it, I went through jumped hoops to try to figure out what happened to her car. The property management people informed me that they placed stickers on the car that was not moved. If they didn't get moved, then they were towing them.
Okay, good enough. And ma'am, you have to prove that whatever happened to your car, she did it. Gas leaks don't come in one day unless there was some type of accident. Otherwise, it could be old age and rust. So you have to prove that it wasn't old age and rust.
This is the thing, Judge. There was no old age or rust on my vehicle. I just had an oil change in February.
Yeah, that's oil change. We're talking gas leak. What year was your car? Ma'am, what year is your car? Ma'am, what year is your car?
2007 Buick Lucerne CX.
All right, what's your counterclaim for emotional distress?
My counterclaim is for emotional distress. If you look at the evidence package on page 18, I text her on June 7th because, like I said, in May, she came to get my children to basically help me out. She's not she has her moments of being a monster, but she has been a very good support.
What am I to see?
On page 18, sir. Page 18 through 19 is a text message I sent her after I had to drive 9 hours, 9 months pregnant to pick up my children.
You sent her a text message. I've been trying to find the words to say all day, but there's nothing I can say to make you understand my disappointment. While I know your intentions was pure to pick up kids and take them. What did she do?
The week and a half that my children was there.
Were where?
Was in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, at my sister's house with her. She emotionally broke my kids down, except for one, the one that she favored. How
long ago was that? How long ago was that?
This year.
Okay. Go ahead. What symptoms have you seen to reflect that she broke them down and that it caused extreme stress?
She called my son.
I did not call him.
Sir, if you look on page, let me tell you.
She said she didn't, so we're gonna see.
No, she admitted it.
All right, we're gonna see, ma'am. Tell me the evidence. You're telling me the evidence. Where is it? Somebody lying. And the liar loses today. What page?
On page 4.
There you go.
On page 4.
Yep. So I didn't text you. You didn't call my child a gay. I didn't have to drive to get my children. Their belongings weren't on the porch. All of that is definitely true. Wow. Wow. You said all of that is definitely true, including calling him. Wow. Something is wrong with you.
He punched his 7-year-old.
Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed, and I'll grant you yours.
Thank you, sir.
Like, I did not call him a. He punched his little brother in the penis.
That's not a reason to call him one.
Girl.